is going on tonight, boys and girls? How you guys all doing this evening? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and we are live with a new Dynamite background, of course, since we had a new women's champion. Of course, I would prefer a PNG with her not with the eyes closed. Maybe a better shot come up sometime too. But of course, I gave Hangman also a new one as well in there. And also, of course, as I keep advertising, brand new microphone with the it does here again, the blue Yeti microphone with the pop filter on it. Just make sure it's covering up pretty good here. Yes, it looks good. And yes, we are doing my first live review with this microphone, of course, as we did do the WrestleMania stream on Monday. We're back here on this Friday evening to talk AEW Dynamite from the March 23rd, 2022 edition of Dynamite that did take place in Cedar Park, Texas. It is the fallout from the St. Patrick's Day special. Of course, we had the new women's champion. And overall, it was a good episode of Dynamite. There are still a couple little, things that it's not quite clicking with me yet, or things that I'm just like, I gotta see how it goes. There was still some good matches on this show. Some good stuff for sure. Now, I will mention a few things, though. I'm like, some of this new stuff is just, still growing on me or whatnot. Obviously, though, my favorite match of the show, no doubt about it. I'm sure most of our favorite match in the show was definitely the Tornado Tag Team match as well that happened. So we'll be talking about all that stuff. I have 2 baseball videos I'm going to record, and I might have a surprise stream tonight. I might. Of course, it does have to do with the news that was revealed earlier, which I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about, and don't mind the blinking lights on me, that's just the TV. But if I can get graphics done, I may do a certain special stream tonight. What will that be? You'll have to wait and see, though. But for now, we're going to at least review Dynamite. And let's get into it. Let's talk about it. We got Tyler in the live chat. Tyler, thank you for joining, my friend. Let's talk about this episode of Dynamite. So the episode opened up with CM Punk returning for the first time, of course, since Revolution. He had a match with FTR's Dax Harwood. This was actually a pretty good match. Definitely, most of the wrestling matches on this show I thought were pretty good. This match, of course, was definitely a very good, old school style wrestling match. I thought, Punk made Harwood look really good. Again, FTR, are always going to be together. I don't ever really see them ever being singles contenders. You never know. I'm pretty sure if they were still in WWE at some point, Vince would have split them up because, oh my god, big dramatic moment, a tag team split up. Yeah, why they split up? But it definitely shows just individually, though, how good both these men can be, especially when they get the opportunity to shine as single stars. But it was a great match, and Punk won by getting Harwood to tap out through the Anaconda Vice. So, good start. Punk didn't have anything to say, of course, but this was his first appearance he has had since what's it called? First appearance he's had since Revolution, so he didn't have anything to say. Now, MJF, of course, did have something to say later on in the show. We'll get to that in a little bit. Afterwards, we have the Jericho Appreciation Society. And Jericho talks about some picture of 12-year-old John Silver of the Dark Order with him, and says that being in the ring with him puts him on a different level, but not on Jericho's level, and it ain't gonna be pretty. Dan Garcia also says how the Jericho Appreciation Society beats up pro wrestlers and they can't hang with sports entertainers like them. And then 2.0 dramatically pulled curtains back to reveal a whole lot of nothing, and Eddie Kingston, Ortiz, and Santana are never coming back, and they won't dare to come back. Of course, Jericho Appreciation Society did have a match later on in the show. I'll get to it now. It was the main event. Again, it was Jericho and Garcia versus Alex Reynolds and John Silver of the Dark Order, well, the Beaver Boys they call them. The match is decent, and then I think the Jericho Appreciation Society won after Jericho hit one of the Beaver Boys in the back with Floyd, and it led to Daniel Garcia tapping him out in the sharpshooter. I don't know. I don't hate the Jericho Appreciation Society, but again, it's just still growing on me. And I think the reason why, like I said before, is because they have guys like, Daniel Garcia, which, he could be decent, and 2.0, which I'm just like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's just I have the Everrise vibe on them or something, but I'm not that thrilled with them yet. I don't hate it, but I'm not feeling it so far. I'm not feeling it. We'll see, though. We'll see as time goes on. But just right now, it's still growing on me. I'm not going to down it, but I just want to, I want to feel it out a little bit more. So we'll wait, of course, to see where, things go with it. Match of the night, no doubt about it, was this Tornado Tag match, though, with Matt and Jeff Hardy teaming up with Sting and Darby Allin versus the Butcher and the Blade and Private Party in an 8-man Tornado Tag match. Holy smokes, is this awesome. Again, Jeff Hardy's not even been here for like a week or two, and he's already going all out, Team Extreme, whatnot. They brawled into like this back, area. Jeff Hardy did like crawled up a ladder, did like a swanton bomb off like the top of a balcony or whatnot. Butcher threw Darby Allin down concrete steps with a power bomb, I think it was, and Darby just sold it like a champ. Private Party hit a double side effect to Matt Hardy off of a stage, and the swanton bomb through the tables, whatnot. There was. And then a stereo Scorpion Death Drop into a Twist of Fate combo. That was pretty sick. Like I said, it just the stuff like Team Extreme with Sting and Darby Allin was just fantastic. Like, I one day still want to see the Hardys go up against Sting and Darby Allin. That would be a tag match for the ages for sure. And of course, Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy also. Oh God. Both charismatic enigmas, both, basically have the same style. Man, holy smokes, that will be an awesome match. But I personally thought that was my favorite match, and just the car crashing, moments and whatnot was really good. Especially again, Jeff Hardy doing that swanton off the ledge. He's happy to be here, and I'm happy for Jeff. Like I said, I'm still confused, I haven't read any, let me check here, Talk is Jericho also, because I know they're supposed to come out with a part 2 of William Regal. Let me see here. Still no part 2 yet with William Regal yet. I'm surprised. But man, I would be very curious. I might look up an interview or so to see, what Jeff Hardy says about his departure from WWE, because I'm still, the way it ended, still very curious, but he's happy to be here, and I'm happy for Jeff for sure as well. But we had that match that was awesome. FTR have a run-in with the Ass Boys, set up a match next week between the two of them. And of course, the teases of, people keep saying there's a lot of teases of Bret Hart coming in now to manage FTR. We'll see if that happens or not. Then we have another solid tag match with the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley, with, of course, William Regal, who, again, if you have not listened to, definitely listen to part 1 of his Talk is Jericho interview, where he talks about a lot of very near-death experiences. Holy smokes, this man's been through a lot. And there will be a part 2, but the part 2 has not come out yet. But they took on the Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. Very good tag match. Again, still definitely see a lot for Brian Pillman Jr. for sure. But the Danielson and Moxley win with a body scissors sleeper hold from Moxley onto Griff Garrison. Afterwards, though, Moxley cuts a promo in the match. After the match, saying how he's been blessed to compete against the best in the world and to learn from them. But there's only one man of opinion he's ever cared about, and that's his lordship, William Regal. So Lord William Regal, he's calling him now. He seemed to have earned his respect through pain and blood and torture, and he wears that Blackpool badge of honor with pride. Just like his friend, the perfect wrestler, the great American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. The two were forged in combat, and if you want to stand across from them, you better step up or get stepped on. For anybody who thinks they have what it takes to stand with them, to ride with the three most sadistic individuals in this business, they ain't giving free passes out. If you think you got what it takes, you have to reach deep down in your soul and find that place of pain in your heart. If you have a badge of honor with the Blackpool Combat Club, you have to get it the hard way. So I guess they're calling themselves the Blackpool Combat Club? Or something like that? I don't know, maybe. We'll see. But, yeah, definitely kind of, interesting, of course, getting Moxley's, point of view of this whole thing across. Because, the past weeks we've definitely heard from Regal. We all know that, in the story, they're telling the story how Bryan has, the heavy influence on Regal coming in. Now, of course, adding in, Mox's opinion, it is interesting. I still cannot tell, though, where these guys are faces or heels. I'm still sticking with them being tweeners, though. Which is a very interesting dynamic for sure. But we'll have to wait and see. And then we got it. We have this interview with MJF coming out with Sean Spears by his side. This, of course, was MJF's first appearance since Revolution as well. He comes out, and then security stand between the ring and the entranceway, obviously protecting himself from Wardlow. MJF says Texas has as many brain cells as teeth, so pipe down a bit, and it's a shame how Wardlow couldn't get it done last week. Because unlike him, he's a man of his word, and he meant it when he said Wardlow could keep the TNT title. If he won it. But he'll get back to Wardlow, because right now he wants to talk about CM Punk. Everybody knows it. He had him beat at Revolution, just like he had him beat twice in Chicago. So he decided to cheat to win. And he'll make it perfectly clear. He doesn't know when or where, but there will be another match with him and Punk. And he'll give Punk the most embarrassing loss of his entire career. Foreshadowing probably for the future, but I've had that feel of not for a while. So we'll have to wait and see. It won't be over though until he attends his funeral and pisses on his grave. Now back to Wardlow. You only like Wardlow because you're inbred and he's a greedy little pig. When they first met a few years ago, he didn't have a pot to piss or a window to throw it out of. And now he's got a beautiful roof over his and his mother's head thanks to yours truly, MJF. And he repays him by costing him the most important match of his life? And then he has the audacity to step into the ring and ask to be released from his contract. He didn't sign some deal with some schmuck. He signed a deal with the devil himself. And he thinks he had it bad before. He's about to have his life be a living hell. Jump. How high? The crowd chants at him, and MJF threatens to crucify Wardlow and kick his mother out of the house, and he won't say a thing because how MJF owns him. This brings, of course, out Wardlow, who came storming down from the aisle and trying to get through the security guard. They eventually hold him back, but MJF says he's going to pay Wardlow to stay home until everyone forgets he ever existed. Until he winds up in the same place he was where they met, an absolute nobody. And then he also addresses the rumors how apparently the Pinnacle isn't over. It's better than ever, and starting next week, they're going to move up around here because when you're in the Pinnacle, you're always on top. Don't know what that means, but we'll see. Like I said, I kind of soured on this a little bit last week because I was not a fan at all of that TNT title match from last week. Like I said, I really think that they didn't make Wardlow look too smart there. And his microphone skills, yes, he does have the, Wardlow does have the momentum. The whole Powerbomb Symphony or whatnot. His in-ring work, is there. I think the microphone skills, though, and the character still might need a little bit more work, though, to be honest. Like, last week, again, I just really thought that the way he lost the match last week, he did not look good. He didn't look smart. And all it took was just for MJF to push him into the steel post for Scorpio Sky to pin him. That really didn't make him look good. So, might need a little bit of a recovery. Honestly, once the momentum picks back up and Wardlow is able to, shake that off completely, I think he'll be fine. But like I said, I still right now have like that feel of like, I think I felt like, Wardlow had something else to still prove to me, to be honest. But I do think he'll get better, but it just might take a little bit of time. So we'll see, of course, where we go with Wardlow. Then we have Trent Beretta yelling at Wheeler Yuta last week for running off to try to join Regal's crew. But Yuta says he never liked him, and he's not trying to be the best friend he can be. He's trying to be the best wrestler, and Trent never did understand that. So is Wheeler Yuta gonna join William Regal's crew? Which I kind of do hope he does. And then we have Adam Cole and Jay Lethal, who also had a pretty good match. Definitely one of the stronger matches of the show. Like this or the Tornado Tag match, in my opinion, should have been the main event. We had some nice counters, an Ace Crusher counter. Lethal had an injection counter with a super kick. Adam Cole, of course, did have a spot where he kicked where Lethal kind of went for the injection. He countered with the super kick. Lethal also kicked out of a Panama Sunrise as well, but then Adam Cole won after Red Dragon's interference, and Cole countered the Lethal a lethal injection again with a low blow off the ropes, and it's got to set up him for the boom. And Adam Cole wins. Afterwards, he basically makes his case again for another title match against Hangman Adam Page, in which Page rushes down and whips them with a belt until Red Dragon and Cole start overwhelming him until Jurassic Express and Christian Cage come out to make the save. So when that rematch is going to happen, I do not know. Oh, well, first we had a video package for Dustin Rhodes and Lance Archer having a match on Rampage. Well, that match is tonight, of course, on Rampage. But then we have, oh man. You talk about a couple who literally just does not care at all. That definitely has had a lot of PDA moments on the internet. They post a lot of photos. They definitely are very open about their relationship. They went pretty bold here. So, we have Sammy Guevara and Ty Conchi, real life couple, in the ring with Tony Schiavone. He talks about how we last saw them both in a tough spots. Asks how they're holding up. Sammy says he's here to make you stand in your chair and shout, "Holy shit." And if he pays for it with his body, it's worth it because of us. And you have to give something to get something. And our reaction is all he ever wanted in this business. Until now. And that's where Ty takes the microphone and says now they want payback. And she calls out Paige Van Zant. And she says she's going to kick her ass for signing her AEW contract on her ass last week. And then Guevara basically challenges her and any of those two idiots to a mixed tag match. Out comes, though, Dan Lambert and the Men of the Year, Ethan Page, and the TNT champion, Scorpio Sky. He hypes up how all ego Ethan Page and himself and Paige Van Zandt and Scorpio Sky, and they calls Sammy Guevara Tiny Tim and his girlfriend Lucha Horace, and says unless they have something to offer, they're not getting a match. Guevara then calls out but then no. Then this happens. So first off, there's still 2 TNT titles. I still don't get why that's the case. But Dan Lambert was wearing the other one. And he called himself like the best like co-TNT champion or whatnot. So he has the title around his waist. And he kisses the title, basically saying how Sammy's never going to get it back. But then Sammy calls Lambert out as he leaves and says he knows they've been living rent-free in his head. But if only he knew what they, and they, meaning Sammy Guevara and Ty Conchi, if only Dan Lambert knew what they did with that belt, he'd know they live in his mouth too. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And funny enough, right after that, not long after that segment, I'm not going to show the picture or anything, but I saw it on the internet. Ty Conchi, who obviously has stated she really does not care the backlash she gets from fans because of, her and Sammy's relationship. I know it's been a very controversial story, basically. A lot of people have their opinions about it. I'm not going to get into it. It's their business or whatnot. Ty Conchi and Sammy Guevara, here, I'm not going to show it to you, but I'm pulling it up on my phone just to make sure I got it right of who's wearing what and what's where. Ty Conchi. Where is it? Oh, yeah. There is a photo on the internet of Sammy Guevara and Ty Conchi snuggling up in bed, and it looks pretty much like the only thing that was being worn at the time of this photo was, in fact, the TNT title on Ty Conchi's waist. Basically implying they've fooled around in bed with that title. These two really have, have the guts and are not afraid to express their relationship on social media. But when they did that, I was just like, oh my gosh. Having Dan Lambert basically call them out, he called Ty Conchi Lucha Horace. And then, of course, they say, oh, well, you've kissed that title. I guess, you don't want to know what we've done with that title, but I guess you'll know because it's in your mouth now or whatnot. Oh, man, it was a bold one for sure. So, credit to them for sure, but, oh, man. So, at some point, I'm sure we're going to get that mixed tag match. Who knows? It'll probably end up being some way where it's like Dan Lambert and Paige Van Zandt teamed up against Sammy Guevara and Ty Conchi. You watch. We also have I guess we're having Shane Strickland taking on Ricky Starks for the FTW title tonight on Rampage. We also have a match with Layla Hirsch and Red Velvet, pretty solid. Layla Hirsch won after she had pulled out some turnbuckles from under the ring. The referee, Bryce Remsburg, took one of them, but she had hid the other one in her trunks, and she blasted Red Velvet with it whenever the referee was looking. After the match, she beats down on Red Velvet till Chris Statlander, who shed off the alien makeup for some reason. Not sure why, but not sure what the character change is. But she came down and she basically sent Layla packing or whatnot. So I guess we get another match between them. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, it's just basically one, where, three, women are seasoning out a little bit more, I still definitely give credit that Layla Hirsch and Chris Statlander had a pretty good match on the buy-in at Revolution. Definitely an improvement from their Beach Break match. But, we'll have to wait and see, though. what happens next. Jade Cargill's backstage being interviewed about how she'll want to have a big celebration when she gets her 30th victory. Still a big hype though of like who is going to be the person to fight Cargill though for her 30-0 match. That when she wins, she'll be 30-0. I know some people are saying Athena. I know some people have said maybe Mickie James because Jade Cargill tries to give the kiss of death. Well, Mickie does kiss back, so we'll see what they do for sure. And then we have a segment with Thunder Rosa and Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose attacks, and basically they're hyping up the next program with the first title defense for Thunder Rosa as women's champion against Nyla Rose. I don't know. Why is it every time there's a new champion anymore for a women's division, Nyla Rose always seems to be the first opponent? Like, I like Nyla Rose, but if she's gonna be just like the standard, like first opponent just to get them over, it's like at some point, like you want to treat it as like okay, wait till a little bit later in the title reign. That way, it makes it look not as predictable. But we'll see what happens. Have we seen Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose yet? I don't know if we have. But, yeah. And then the main event, again, was Jericho Appreciation Society against the Dark Order's Beaver Boys. And that's Jericho Appreciation Show wins. And that's the show. Tower gave the show a D-. I gave the show a B. It was good. It was okay. Like I said, the stuff, again, there's just some stuff, again, that's just still growing on me. Like I said. I definitely, soured a little bit on the stuff with Wardlow. I think he has a little bit more to prove to me. I also, again, am still trying to become a little bit, what am I trying to say? I'm still trying to get a little more invested in the Jericho Appreciation Society, so we'll see how some of this stuff goes. Like I say, it's start off like a new string of life in AEW for sure with the new build for Double or Nothing now and such. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure they're gonna get things that are really not intriguing me right now. Things are gonna get better with it, but there's just some things I'm just like, we'll see what happens when it goes. But yeah, that's my review for Dynamite tonight. Again, I have 2 baseball videos I want to record. I'll upload those. Then I also do have a special stream I may try to do tonight. We'll wait and see if I get to it tonight, because I will not be able to do it tomorrow because I will not be home all day tomorrow. But if I don't do it tonight, I will do it Sunday also with my WrestleMania, my final retro WrestleMania live reaction before WrestleMania. Like I said, the plan for now, besides those 2 streams, that's the plan by Sunday. Monday, I am going to Raw. Tuesday, I'll be at my girlfriend's. Wednesday, I'm not sure if I'll get a stream in it or not, but either Wednesday or Thursday, one of the 2 days, I will do a WrestleMania preview and predictions video. And then WrestleMania review, I guess. Well, Dynamite review at some point also. May have to wait till after WrestleMania, I'm not sure yet. But maybe some live reactions for WrestleMania. Maybe, not definite yet. But we'll have to wait and see. But guys, that's my review on Dynamite for this week. Again, hopefully stay tuned for my special stream tonight. Maybe. What are your thoughts on Dynamite this week? Again, I gave this show a B. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And you always make sure to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content to my channel. And follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. And until then, guys, I am checking out. I will catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night. And peace out, everybody. Yeah, no, I will surprise. There's no escape.